Well, hello. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
We're here.
We're here, and I got my bougie water bottle here. For those of you who are not familiar with the incredibly trending morning routine video on every social platform, the Saratoga water included.
Yeah,
by
I've never seen that till you showed it to
by
me.
a super ripped dude who's definitely very, very wealthy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, he was yoked. So here it is. Look at this product placement. This water bottle. Now, Autumn drinks one of these every day. Would you say every day?
Not every day.
It sounds like every day.
I didn't bring one today. Today I have a jug of coffee.
A jug of coffee. So yesterday she brought in this water bottle, and I was like, so what gives? Like, I see it, it's trending. The stock prices on this thing have skyrocketed. Everybody's
If I
talking
only
about
knew.
it. If you only knew, you could have got out in front of it. So I was at the grocery store today. I saw this. It was $2.50. So yes, that's expensive for a bottle of water.
Sure is,
But
yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but
It was, but I only needed one bottle of water. I wasn't buying a case. So at that point, I'm like, a regular bottle of water is $1.50. So I'll pay $1 extra to see what it's all about. And I am here to report it is water. It tastes just like water.
I think it's a little different.
She's like, oh, it tastes.
Although
really good.
I will say there is a difference between anything that's bottled in glass to bottled in plastic.
It definitely tastes like having a glass bottle of
Yeah,
water.
you don't have you're not drinking microplastics.
Yeah. What's the Danielle? What's the hype about it? The hype is this influence.
Some weird, reel that has
this influencer
millions.
takes this water and pours it into a bowl full of ice and sticks his face in it. And that's one of the ways that he starts his morning every day. So $2.50 for one of these. He's probably pouring 4 or 5 into a bowl. So it's washing your face with $10 worth of water, which is absurd.
I just think that had to have been
A shtick.
Yeah,
fake.
but it had to be a commercial for it.
Yeah.
Because who does that?
Well, some people are so extra and some people are so over the top with everything that they do.
But why would he hold that? Like, he's holding that bottle of water in areas that you don't normally even hold a bottle of water.
Well, maybe if you got money to spend, this is your way of flexing. You wear a Rolex and you wear fancy jewelry and you drink expensive water. I will use this bottle of water for the next 3 or 4 days and refill it up.
You could use it forever. It's a pretty bottle. Usually I don't have it shown like on TV, so I'll drink it during a break, and everybody that's on line will say, oh, what's that bottle of wine you got? It looks like a bottle of Relax, to be honest.
No.
But no, it's just water.
Maybe it is full of alcohol and you have no idea. Nobody has any
here
idea.
For a good time.
We're here. So I went to the grocery store. I bought that. But before I went to the grocery store, I was sitting at breakfast with my daughter and I saw the news come down about the Hallmark Bills movie.
Yes.
And I just groaned. It's very cool. It's very exciting for the community. I feel like I'm in this weird position of I do sports for a living, so I should care. But at the same time, I just am forcing myself to care.
Yeah.
And it's a Hallmark movie. We could come up with the concept for the movie in the next 20 minutes and figure out what it's going to be about.
Well, here's why I don't care about it.
Sure.
Because we just want it to be spring. So
Yeah.
I don't need to hear about Christmas and Hallmark movies and 9 months from now dealing with winter again. Like I can't get there.
All right. Here's the story. Hollywood, if you're listening, here's the story.
I'm sure it's already the story.
Young girl from Cheektowaga moves away to the big city, New York. She's got a guy who she sees on and off back in Buffalo, whatever. She goes away, comes home for Christmas
To see a Bills game?
to see a Bills game. They meet each other in the parking lot. They
tailgate?
They lock eyes, and then that rekindles the flame. And then they start to grow their relationship as the Bills are getting into the playoffs. And then they go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, and he proposes to her, and then it's happily ever after.
I mean, I'm sure the second half is right. The first half needs a little more
Look,
depth.
I feel like there was no thought. There was no thought behind any of that before we sat
can
down
tell.
here. But I'm telling you, like it's going to be some sort of. My only ask, and as I posted this on X today, I want hardcore Western New York accents in this movie. There won't be. They're going to find actors and actresses from all over the country to come in and do their roles.
we won't even know that they're accents because it's what we hear all the time.
Yeah, but nobody else in the country, they would be so confused.
Like, is this Canadian?
Well, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Lackawanna." It'd be so funny. But they're not going to do that. They're going to just find some people from LA and New York, and they're not going to have the Western New York hard A accent that we have.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to hear it.
Skajakwada.
I mean, you say it weird.
Even when we're not saying it weird, it's still weird.
Skajakwada? How would somebody else say it?
How do you say, like, your
water?
What would you refer?
Wada?
What would you
Water.
refer to your mother's sister as?
My aunt?
Yeah, aunt.
Aunt?
Aunt. Like, that's a very Western New York way of saying it. Most people are like, "Oh, my aunt." I don't say that. I say aunt. What is the famous piece of bread that's known in New York that you would put cream cheese on?
Oh,
A bagel.
A bagel.
Most people don't go bagel, but we're like, "Oh, a bagel." How do you
I
say?
don't know.
How do you
That
say?
doesn't sound bad to me.
How do you say the liquid that comes from a cow?
Milk?
Yeah, like that's
Milk?
milk.
Milk?
Mine is my wife's name is Andrea. Like her name in other parts of the country isn't pronounced Andrea. Oh yeah, that's Andrea. It's Andrea. Like in other places.
I don't know.
It's second nature.
Yeah, yeah.
We're from
I-
here. Like we're both from here.
Like I don't
so-
I don't hear anything wrong with anything we just said.
Yeah, no, because we're used to it, and that's
Yeah,
what we were
I
raised
suppose.
with. But if
Yeah.
you're somebody and you're sitting in Mobile, Alabama, watching the Highmark channel, and you're like, "Oh yeah, my wife Andrea from Lackawanna," you're gonna be like, "What in the world language are these
Okay.
people talking?"
We do love where we're from. We're just
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll be right back.
Oh gosh.
Of course, we love where we're from.
We're just making fun of it. That's why we can. We love it. What do we got? Oh my God, looking for spring. Yes, because the other day when it was spring and it was snowing, it was 86 days away from summer. So I decided to post that.
Oof, that's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking. Do you have any rooting interest in baseball?
No.
I don't. It's opening day for baseball, so
Yeah, they have, and the Bisons play Friday, correct?
Bison's play tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah,
Yep.
tomorrow's Friday.
So I've been looking at what
Well,
their
there's the guarantee thing. Do you know about that? The temperature
What?
guarantee.
what's
I
that?
mean, it's a minor league baseball promotion. They're guaranteeing that it'll be 50 degrees, and if it's not 50 degrees, you get a free ticket to come back to a game either this weekend or in April.
I mean, they know it's March, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's not even 50's not even average this time of year.
it's a
They're betting game.
it's a
betting.
it's a way to get you into the stadium.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Customer acquisition
Yeah,
cost.
I'm thinking there could even be some sprinkles before the end of the game.
Yeah,
Which is
Mankowski
what
was
I'm
telling
trying
us.
to look at
Mankowski
this.
was telling us before yesterday morning in our meeting
So that's
that he thought it was going to rain after the game.
3, 4, 5. Between 2 and 5, there could be some showers.
Oh well, the game's at 2, so there you go.
Yeah.
That was a good
I mean,
sign,
it
not
could
idea.
hold off till just beyond that, but
I think it's the,
that's what I'm looking at
I
right
think
now.
it's the earliest opening day in 74 years for the Bisons. What's tomorrow? Like March 28th.
Is this on?
How much longer we get?
There we go. Probably have another minute or so. I feel like it's a while.
What is it? Minute 10.
Minute 10.
Are you doing anything this weekend?
I've got a lot of things going on.
We're going to Shucked. Been to Shucked?
No.
Is it good? Yeah. Did you go on Tuesday? Yeah. What's it about?
What is it?
Okay. Okay. But it's good.
Oh, it's a show.
It's a musical, right? This isn't a.
It's at Shays?
It's a Shays, yeah.
Oh.
We have my mom has season tickets to Shays, so when there's a show that she can't go to, she'll give them to my wife and I. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
go.
fun.
We'll go to the show, and then we're debating where to go to dinner on Saturday afterwards. She wants to go to Pizzeria Florian in East Aurora. It is outstandingly good. I want to go to Southern Junction. I've never been.
I've
So
never been
that's
either. I would say go somewhere you've never been.
the thing that we run into. I agree. I tend to agree. She's a vegetarian, and it's a barbecue place. So like she can do sides, but there's not really like an entree.
And a lot of the sides have like some type of meat thrown into them.
Exactly.
Oh, hello. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
it happens like that. It comes
I
back.
know.
Yeah.
I was looking at what the weather was going to be for the Bison's opener on Friday.
Opening day tomorrow, and Major League Baseball opening day today. So the Blue Jays are playing right now. The Yankees are playing right now. I think the Red Sox are about to play.
Many.
Let us know.
It doesn't stop.
Let us know in the comments what team you root for if you have a favorite baseball team, because I was actually putting together the sportscast for this evening, which is going to play on Channel 7 in 2 hours? It's almost 2 hours.
Up.
And I wanted to find a couple games, and I feel like the most uniform games to put up for our area are the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Would we agree that those are probably the two most popular teams locally? I think the Mets have a big following, and the Red Sox also.
What's Cleveland?
The Guardians.
Weren't they called something else?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, Indians.
Yeah, they were. But Cleveland used to be the Buffalo, like the Bisons were the affiliate. So that's why I think there were so many Cleveland fans.
Yeah.
Now they're the Blue Jays. And then, of course, a couple of years ago with COVID, the Blue Jays played 2 seasons or part of 2 seasons here in Buffalo, which is
crazy.
just ridiculous to think about. Did somebody say Atlanta? All right, go Braves, I guess. Red Sox. Danielle, that's my favorite team.
Red Sox.
But it's like a very casual favorite team. I just don't.
I was never into baseball, so I didn't really
Baseball's
root for anybody.
Commitment, 162 games, and now
it's a lot.
I understand it's a very different sport. It has a very different toll on your body, but it's just funny to be a baseball fan compared to a football fan. If you were a football fan, either in college or in the NFL, you're talking about 12 to 17 games.
Yeah, it doesn't take up much of your time, right?
I mean, it's every week you've got a game. I mean, baseball, you're ripping 162 games. It's 4 days on, a day off, 4 days on, 3 days. It's just boom, 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 boom.
Hockey has a ton of games, but not as many
Hockey
as
has 82.
baseball. Okay,
so half.
Yeah.
Hockey certainly takes a toll on your body more.
For sure.
I'm not saying baseball doesn't take a toll on your body, but you could play a baseball game.
Well, that's why there's 160 games.
Exactly. Like you can play a baseball game.
A lot of games that you can play.
Not even really break out a sweat depending on the position that you play. So, yeah, it's a big commitment. Some people love it. Some people use it as kind of like their background if there's always something on. Like if you're a Yankees fan, for example, every game's on television, you can just put it on in the background and casually watch it.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span or the patience to turn on a baseball game and watch it from start to finish.
I say, yeah, I've never done it, but I will say going to major league games.
It's different. It's fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I only went to once. I went to one in Atlanta when I lived in Macon, Georgia, and
You've
it
only
was
been to one Major League Baseball.
only one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was great though. I loved it.
I'm at I think half of them. I think I've been to 15 ballparks, and there's about 30. So
I went to one.
I want to try and keep track of them, and the one you went to doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, because they got a new ballpark. So probably when you were in Macon, I think it was Turner Field.
Oh, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, so now I was gonna say, I always want to try and get to as many places as possible. So I've been to about half of the Major League Baseball stadiums. October baseball is great. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Playoff baseball is different. And then for football, I have 7 left that I have to get to. So I've been to 25, and there's 30. Now there's 30. So I've been to 23. So I got some that I got to still get to.
So when you go there, do you kind of rank them on certain things?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think there's always things that you like and there's things that you don't like. So there's certain stadiums where there's a great location or there's a great atmosphere, great energy.
Do you have like a top 3?
Yeah, that's a good question. I love Seattle. Seattle immediately comes to mind. There was a ton of Bills fans that went to Seattle last year, so I think they got to experience it, which is pretty cool. Kansas City is fantastic. I know people in Buffalo despise Kansas City, and I understand it, but I would say Kansas City is the most close atmosphere you will get in the NFL to Buffalo.
Okay.
Very, very similar. It's the party outside of the game before it happens, the energy inside the stadium. So I would say Kansas City is pretty high on the list. Who else would I say? There's some really good ones.
I would like to go to Seattle, not necessarily because of a Bills game being there. I just want to experience the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I think it's just a completely different everything.
it's
The
everything.
geography and the weather that comes through and all of that stuff is just completely different. So I would love to visit there.
The other one would be Los Angeles. The stadium there is I mean, it is ridiculous that that is a place where people play football. SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
It's where the Chargers and the Rams play. I think the price tag on that stadium was $5 billion. Might have been
Right.
more.
Does it feel like a home
No,
atmosphere there?
no, because there's not a ton of fans in LA. So it's a lot of people who come to root on their favorite team. So when the Bills played there were a ton of Bills fans that made the trip.
Yeah.
But the stadium is just such a palace that it's just like, what are we doing? So that stadium has a canopy over the top of it.
Okay.
So it's covered, but it's open on the sides. So when it rains, nothing on the field gets wet, but it is still open air. So if it's really hot, it's still really, really hot in the
Yeah, yeah.
facility, but it's protected from the elements. It's a really just interesting building. And then you see what they're building here, and it's, night and day difference.
You know what I will say about the stadium that they're building here?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the south and southern tier quite often and up on top of hills and
Yeah.
looking down to the city.
Yeah.
And then that big thing is in the way.
What? The stadium?
Yeah. It's just not a great looking thing.
Well, it's not done yet. It's not
I
done.
know, but even when it is, it's just this massive thing that gets in the way of the lake and the city. And I don't know,
I think,
Niagara Falls is like in the background.
I
When you
think-
have a nice clear day.
I think people will love that. I think
I don't.
I
think it's in the way.
I think it's so cool. I think the new videos and the pictures of the stadium I can't get enough of them.
But that's just me looking at it as like a topography. I don't know.
So
I
you're
just
saying when
feel
you're at,
like it's
Chestnut Ridge,
I
it's like
feel-
too.
I-
Although you would,
you could see it in Chestnut Ridge, but there's like
close.
there's some higher elevations like off the 219.
Uh-huh.
And you're like driving down and you're looking, and then all of a sudden it's this big thing just in the way.
that's how when I'm driving to Lewiston, when you go down the hill in Lewiston on a clear day, you can see the Toronto skyline
yeah,
clear
yeah,
as day.
it's gorgeous.
So it's crazy how complete, massive city with 5 million people is right over there, and you can see it.
yeah.
A little different than the stadium. All right, we're gonna go.
Oh,
We'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, it just looks like this big donut.
It's like a big toaster.
Just just there.
It's like a big toaster that's floating in the. Let me try and show you a picture of Los Angeles because it was out of this world. This facility. Okay, here it is. All right, so this is the stadium. So all of this is like a glass canopy, but then you can see in the distance it's just floating. So it goes over the stadium as like just this big, almost like tent. I would say that's kind
Yeah.
of the way it's built. And then this is 360 degrees. So this video board
Okay, cool.
like completely goes. It is insane, the perspective. Of
Oh
this
yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah, so this was like $5 billion. So Buffalo doesn't quite have the bankroll of Los Angeles to get a $5 billion stadium, but the current
Well,
stadium,
everything's super expensive there.
the
so.
current stadium was supposed to come in at like 1 point. Well, it keeps going up. It
Well,
keeps going
that
up.
with any construction, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I'm gonna try and figure out what the new price tag of it is. But there's a clause built into the contract, the overrun. So anything that goes over the original estimate, the owners, have to pay out of pocket. So it's gonna be expensive.
The billionaires paying money.
That's what I mean. It's what I mean. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
So the NFL owners meetings are this weekend actually. So I go to Florida.
Oh, are you going to the fancy hotel, Matt
I'm
Beauvais?
going to the fancy hotel. Yes, that is on Sunday,
The
Monday.
bougie hotel.
Sunday,
okay.
Monday, Tuesday. I looked it up to see. I was telling Dom about it. So
Your face, just that smile, just kind of came out of nowhere.
I was telling Dom about it. So the hotel where these meetings are at is, I'm not going to say the name of the hotel just because I'm sure they want privacy, but you're talking about $2,000 a night. I'm not staying there. For anybody who's watching to this, I'm staying at a Residence Inn 15 minutes away for like $100 a night. But yeah, you want to talk about fancy living. There's people that have that much money. How disgusting is that? There's people who can spend $2,000 a night in a hotel and not bat an eye.
Hotels in Disney that are like $800 a night. I'm like, how do you do that?
That's crazy. Disney, if you've got like a family, I could understand it, and you just cram everybody into one hotel. But
Well, they have like their what would you say, like budget hotels that
Yeah.
are like 150 a night,
Yeah.
but like the Grand Floridian,
Oh, that's absurd. I know.
six, seven,
Yeah.
eight, $1,000 a night.
Are you a Disney
That's
person?
crazy. I've gone quite a few times for Natalia.
Yeah, I'm a Disney sicko. I love Disney World. I could talk about Disney for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I think this time around we're gonna go to Universal while we're there,
I don't like that.
especially with their new one.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Here we are.
Autumn just said during the commercial, right as we were about to come back out. Are you going to Orlando sometime soon?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're
So
going soon.
they're thinking about Universal Studios instead of
Mm-hmm.
Disney World, which is appalling to me. And nothing wrong with Universal. I think that it's kind of different strokes for different folks, right? Like Universal, you'll get thrill rides, you'll get much more excitement. You could just put sucker on my head. The nostalgia of Disney
Oh,
just
for sure.
reels me in every time I go back.
I mean, here's the thing. We have gone with Natalia to Disney
Mm-hmm.
more times than I ever have gone through my adult life
Sure.
by myself.
Yeah.
Like that, she's gone a ton.
Uh-huh.
And there were just certain reasons why we ended up down there. And it's like, well, if you're so close, you might as well go, you know,
yeah.
that type of thing. So unfortunately, we're not going to be there, and we probably wouldn't have gone to the new Epic World
Epic
anyway.
Universe,
But
yeah.
like, there are so many different worlds that are in that new one
Uh-huh.
that Natalia just loves to watch. So at some point, we'll get there for that too.
Yeah.
But because we've gone to Disney so much,
Uh-huh.
I think we're just going to do Universal. We might sucker ourselves into a park.
Well, and it's interesting the domino effect and how competitive the parks are because Epic Universe. So if you don't know, Universal Studios is opening another park. So right now they've got Universal Studios in Florida and they've got Islands of Adventure. Epic Universe will be an entirely new park, independent
Right.
of the other ones, and it's got How to Train Your Dragon
That's
Land. It's
listen. That's going to be Natalia's theme for her birthday.
How to
like
Train Your
Toothless.
Dragon?
She's telling everybody they have to wear black
yeah.
to a 6-year-old
Six-year-old
birthday party.
Yeah, so there's How to Train Your Dragon World.
Super
there's
Mario.
Super Mario. There's another part of the Harry Potter
Harry Potter,
universe there.
mhm.
There's a Monsters Land
Yeah.
that is like a Monsters
mean,
theme. And there's one
like-
other one that I'm
I
forgetting.
can't think of the other one either.
Yeah, but
It's not Minions, is it? No,
No, it's not Minions.
I think Minions is in their regular one.
But what I'll say is because of that, so like the Monsters one specifically, that is opening up a really kind of new can of worms that Disney is now following suit. Now Disney is opening at Magic Kingdom Villains Land,
Listen,
which is
you
which
have,
is going to be like
They're-
insane.
and my daughter kind of likes some villains.
The dark and spooky stuff.
Mhm,
Yeah.
she does. I don't know why,
So-
but it's something that she enjoys to kind of like wear like their costumes and stuff.
Yeah. So kudos to Universal for, I guess, kind of getting the ball rolling. But it's not just that happening. At Hollywood Studios in Orlando, they are opening up the new Monsters Inc. world, which is going to have a new roller coaster, a restaurant, I think another ride. There's going to be a Cars Land at Magic Kingdom. So, you know, where all the water is by Haunted Mansion, Tom Sawyer Island. All that's going away. And
I mean,
all that's
they-
getting filled in.
They need to update it. I mean,
Yeah, well-
it's been a certain way for a very, very long time,
But that's where
which
you-
has worked. But
But that's why you've got to kind of pull the two sides of with Magic Kingdom. People are going to Magic Kingdom mostly for nostalgia. They're going because they know
sure,
there's
they-
the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean and those things. But now you're adding two new attractions and then eventually Villains Land. So you're adding so much to that park. So it's going to be in 5 years so drastically different than
Oh,
what
yeah.
people remember from
Yeah.
going as kids. It changes every time, which is why they print money, I guess.
it's ridiculous. I mean, and it's a pretty penny no matter what park you're going to. Like it's expensive to go there.
There was a study. It was, I don't want to spread fake news, but I saw something on Facebook not that long ago, and I think it might have actually been emailed out that a trip to Disney World is no longer affordable to
Oh,
the
it's
middle
not.
class, but like to the middle class family.
Oh, yeah.
So you like if you were a middle class family in the United States, you can't afford to go onto a Disney, which isn't shocking knowing how expensive it is. I could imagine though, it's a little bit different when we go right now. You got two people. We don't have to pay for our daughter. She's still young enough, and there's
Yeah,
only one.
you
Imagine
should-
having 2, 3, 4 kids.
Yeah.
It would
I
be
mean,
impossible.
Their tickets typically on average are about 150 a person.
Think about that.
Even like from 3-year-old on, that's how much they are.
And that's before you get any of the
For
add-ons.
one day.
That's for one day. That's before you get any of the add-ons. So you don't have to wait in the lines as long, or if you want to go on one specific ride. You know, when I was growing up, they were implementing the idea of a fast pass, and then it was still just a little ticket. It was free. You had to go get it at the ride and then go back to your scheduled time. Now it's completely
No,
on
now
your
you have
phone.
to like try to, you have to plan out your time, try to, get the times at whatever you have to be there.
Yeah.
It can be stressful.
I'm sitting here talking about this, complaining. I'm gonna go back.
Do it.
I love it. It's a rush. When I was a kid, the first time we went, I remember my dad had a printed out binder, and it was all of our plans for Disney World. It said like Dumbo or die on it, basically. And it was just like, this is what we're going to do.
Listen,
and
you need a plan.
And he bought the research, but it was so different then, right? You had the maps that you had to figure out of like where you're going and how to get to the actual park.
Way back in the day.
Now everything's on our phone, right? It's just like, you're sitting in the thing and you're like, boop, 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 boop. It's crazy.
It's great. The pictures and the memories. And I mean, Natalia, I think she was 9 months old when we first went. It was right before the world shut down with COVID.
Yeah.
We went in February and everything, end of January into February. And then everything kind of shut down after that. So one of our last outings was her meeting Minnie and Mickey and kissing them on the nose. Like it was.
How old was she then? 1?
She was 9 months.
9 months old. So that was COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe she's going to be 6.
In a couple of weeks. Yeah. Her party's next Sunday.
And it's How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
I've never
that's
seen
her
it.
thing. Oh my gosh. They're coming out with a live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Really? And
so
it's good?
I think there's a lot of hoopla about it. So I can't wait to see it.
There's a lot of movies in this next wave that I've never seen just because I'm not at the right age to have seen. Like, I've never seen Frozen. Why would I see Frozen?
Well, you will.
I
and
will.
You probably will
Yeah.
see it dozens and dozens
of times, and she's going to dance around. All right, we have to say goodbye. Autumn Lewandowski, Matt Bove. Have a lovely rest of your Thursday.
Bye
We'll
now.
see you guys tomorrow.